several last some of the lectures we have discussed what is called copyrights, what is trademark, and also we come to know that what is the meaning of certain types of these patents. So that we have also discussed. That patent is basically a kind of grant which is offered by the government to the investigators who have done the research work, who have identified their novelty of the research work, and this novelty of the research work is given to these people for the purpose of, I mean to say, making, selling, or using somehow kind of invention. Okay, so this is the way that a patent is granted, and this is a kind of terrestrial right. I mean to say, terrestrial right means which is limited to the space regions, such as if we are in China, then we will be governed by Chinese Patent Act. If we are in India, then Indian Patent Act 1970, or if we are in USA, then maybe some different act, United States Patent Act. So that is a kind of terrestrial act. So basically, in 1970s, our Indian government has implemented this Indian Patent Act, and before that also, this Indian Patents and Design Act and some other act such as Trade and Merchandise Act, the Copyright Act. So some of the important legislations have been also previously available in the country. Then we have seen that such patent can survive for 20 years, which is considered as the full term of the patent. And once the patent has expired, so it will be open to all in a public domain. So anyone from the public can make the use of that patent for the even for the purpose of commercialization, for profit, or for earning the money. So that is the one of the concept behind the patents. Any kind of inventions which is required to follow the principle file the patent. So basically there are three types of these principles, or three utmost criteria which are required to file the patent. Number one is called innovativeness. Our work should be new, it should be novel, it should not be reported anywhere in either soft or hard materials. So that way it should be innovative, and it should not be repetitive as well. Somebody else has already done and we are doing the same thing. So yeah, it may be with some non-obviousness that somebody has touched some specific way to achieve the goal, but we are achieving our goals, but not by their way, by our different way. So that is called as this non-obviousness, right? So just like we know that if you want to reach from, uh, let us say, Ahmedabad to Delhi, we can go by either rail, foot, train, or even by air, or even by road also. By driving our personal car, we can go there. But somebody identify that why not we can have some different way, which is underground way to reach from Ahmedabad to New Delhi, and there will be no traffic, completely non-stoppable way. That can be a different approach. Just I give the example also. It may not be practicable as well, but the point is that our goal is same, but the way of achieving the goals is different through different means. Then it comes as non-obviousness. Okay, so this is the inventive step. The third one, it is industrial utility. Industrial utility, in other words, it should be useful to this human society, and it should be useful so that industry can take up such patents. Industry can make the use of such kind of patents for their commercialization purpose. Otherwise वो पेटेंट में इंडस्ट्री को काम का ही नहीं है, तो फिर वो पेटेंट में जान ही नहीं होगी, वो मरा हुआ पेटेंट है, वो किसी के कुछ काम नहीं आएगा. So it cannot be filed. So these are the three important criteria. It should be new, it should be non-obviousness, and it should be useful. Then and then we can go for filing of the patent. Otherwise, there is no fun in getting such useful patents. So we also discussed several terminologies under these sections. section number 2, such as under this J, JA, and AC. So, etc. We have discussed and we could learn that material, whatever the things we want to achieve, it should be new and it should not be repetitive. And some other also we have seen that although such as some API is already known, we identify some different use. Let us say aspirin is found useful in COVID-19. So aspirin cannot be protected. Why? Because aspirin has been known since long back ago for the use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So that way it cannot be used if already drug is known for some therapeutic purposes. Right? So we all these things we discuss in depth with giving some instance and examples. And we also come to this conclusion that if we have certain new innovative idea, we have done somehow prototype, then even don't wait for anything else. First go and file. This is the rule of the patent. Before, जैसे एक जो छोटे बच्चे के हाथ में आइसक्रीम होता है, वो देखता ही रह जाएगा कि मैं खाऊं या ना खाऊं, खाऊं या ना खाऊं, शुड आई ईट और शुड आई नॉट. सो वो थिंकिंग वे में ही वो रह जाएगा, तो उसके हाथ में जो आइसक्रीम है वो पहले ही पिघल जाएगा. इट विल मेल्ट बिफोर this small baby can eat it. So that's why it is suggested that whether you have a new invention, if it is innovative, if it is non-obvious, if it is industrial useful to industry, then go and file the patent first. Don't wait for anything. So that is the message that we discussed in our last class, that whatever the things we do have, don't publish पेपर फर्स्ट. ऑल्सो रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन पहले नहीं होना चाहिए, पहले पेटेंट फाइल होना चाहिए, बाद में रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन, बाद में आपका थीसिस सबमिशन. एंड नेवर एवर गिव any hints, exact hints for your research protocol in social media, whether it is YouTube, Twitter, Insta, Facebook, whatsoever, WhatsApp भी. तो उसमें आपको never try to leak your secret or your confidential concepts behind your project, because once it is there, then it is, if it found by the patent attorney in the end, आपका जो ये काम है वो ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब पे है, सोशल मीडिया पे है, एंड डेफिनेटली आपका ही खुद का डॉक्यूमेंट्री, आपका ही खुद का वीडियो है, फिर भी आपको पेटेंट फाइलिंग में दिक्कत आ सकती है. आफ्टर दैट वी हैव आल्सो सीन that there are majorly many types of patent application, but generally we used to deal with the first foremost this golden words, which is ordinary application. Ordinary application is majorly filed from academics. From industry point of view, rest of others are there. Ordinary application means we have done some only a limited amount of work, we feel that this amount of work can be patented. So we can go for provisional filing. Although जैसे कि for example we have only one compound and we demonstrated its usefulness on animals, on only let us say rats, but we don't have explained the same therapeutic uses for monkeys or even for mice or even for some other animals, or let us say on human being also. We have not tried that compound. Without having this data, etc., we can go for provisional filing. With limited amount of data, we can go for filing of the patent. And once we have all the data together, then we can go for complete filing of such specification, or that is called complete specification form number 2 in terms of patent database. Okay, so these are the things, friends, we learned in the last class. Now our objective will be from here onwards to go for the forward. So there are several types of forms are available for provisional or complete specification. Let us say form number 1 and form number 2. Form number 1 is basically a kind of application for grant of the patent, and form number 2, that is application with provisional specification. So if you want to file the provisional specification, then we can go for this, I mean to say, complete specification form number 2. Now this form number 2, which may be different from other embodiments or from other kinds of forms. Now why? Because it includes so many other things, such as field of invention. Field of invention highlights what is the field in which we are doing research, whether it is pharmaceutical chemistry, whether it is biotechnology, or pharmaceutical formulations. So formulation is different. Pharmaceutical formulations, that is different from, let us say, simple pharmaceutics or drug delivery techniques. Or even sometimes it is medicinal chemistry is also different from this process chemistry. So that way, what is the field of invention? So that can be different for different these things. After this, another is background of the invention. So background, what is the meaning of background? Means, let us say I am working on tuberculosis. And why I want to work on TB? Why not I want to work on some other diseases? Or already there are some of the drugs are available for tuberculosis. Then why I am going to work on this discovery of anti-TB agents? So that is what is called background of the invention. Next is called principle of the invention. Means how such inventions can be useful to, or what is the modification that we are doing so that concept can be useful. So all these things which is generally covered under this specification of the I mean to say form number 2, right? So, and next is general statements for actual inventions. Means there can be a statement that which or it can be abstract of the inventions. So that can be different for different this patents. So form number 2 is basically a part of this, and it can be covered under this concepts. So what I am showing here right now, I am trying to show one of the form number 2 in the, according to Indian Patent Act 1970s to you people, which I have or we have filed previously from my one of the organizations at Naipur Mohali when I was pursuing my PhD. So this is the form number 2, which looks alike. It is having the first and foremost page like this, which is mentions the title, also the name of the inventors who have filed the patent. So that is there on their first page, followed by the respective organization. It may be, in this case, it is Naipur Mohali, but in our case, it may be LM College of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad. Or for industry, any, let us say it can be Cipla, it can be Torrent, or it can be some other when they will go for filing of an Indian patent. So this patent is consisted of so many kinds of embodiments, so many kinds of sections. So one of the section for this is, let us say, field of invention. So here we describe what is the field of invention and what are the compounds we have synthesized. So with that general formula, we can go with that. Next embodiment, that is background. So that will explain that why we want to work on TB. So there can be, it can be cited with so and so literature also, which has been published in different years, and that can be for this filing of the patent. Next is come to the another embodiment, that is called object. So what is the main objective? That means what is your objective behind this invention? So that is highlighted in this, whether you have developed a new chemicals, a new chemical entities, new compounds, or if you are in for pharmaceutics formulation, then whether you have developed a new formulation, let us say it's mediated through nanoparticles or nano formulations or some emulsions. So that is reflected in under this another embodiment, that is called objects. Then next is called summary of the invention. What is the summary? So that is mentioned here along with the some summary of the claims. And next, further embodiment, that is called detailed description of the invention. So initially we have given the objective, then we have given the summary, and now we are up to this detailed description in which we are giving a long pages introduction to our invention, whatever we have done. So each and every compound or each and every objective, each and every things, those which we have discussed or which we have, which we have discovered. So all these things are covered into this one. And also, let us say if we have performed synthesis or if we have modified the processes, how the way we have modified the processes, etc., etc. So these things are given also here. We can also give our experimental protocols, our experimental procedures, whether we have taken the reported procedures or we have developed a new procedures, so etc. All these things can be given. This is basically a patent from chemistry chemistry department. So basically all the spectroscopy data or characterization data has been given. If you are performing, let us say, differential scanning calorimetry or differential thermal analysis for your respective formulations or whatsoever your methods, etc. So also those protocols has to be summarized in this thing. Right? In this case, biological evaluation of somehow compounds have been performed. I mean to say, investigation behind antimicrobial activity. So also how the procedure has been adopted, how the dilution has been carried out, how much time whatsoever the procedure, etc. How many days these things have been treated with one with another, and so all these things has to be specified under this experimental procedure. So that is basically a detailed description of a particular invention. So friends, after this, it comes to the utility of the invention. And what is the utility of this invention? What is the usefulness of this invention? It is useful to the society or not? So under these circumstances, what are the claims we are claiming? Are we claiming all the compounds or only one compound? So these things also can be covered into this patent. After that, it can be the abstract. आप जब रिसर्च आर्टिकल पढ़ते हो ना, तो at that time, if you have read any research article, you will find the abstract first. उसके पहला ही पैराग्राफ में abstract लिखा हुआ होता है. Any journal, any good journal which is indexed in either Web of Science, Scopus, or even let us say some Clarivate Analytics, so etc. So first and foremost thing is this abstract. लेकिन पेटेंट में एब्स्ट्रैक्ट सबसे लास्ट में होता है. सो ये दोनों में डिफरेंट है. पेटेंट में एब्स्ट्रैक्ट लास्ट में होता है, रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन और रिव्यू आर्टिकल में एब्स्ट्रैक्ट सबसे पहले होता है. So here this is the abstract. So that will have certain graphical images if you want to add. So in this basically patent, there are more than 63 pages behind this patent. So these are the various embodiments of the patents we have shared with you, just to realize that how the form number 2 look alike. So that is basically a form number 2, and also I can show you the form number 1, which is for basically the several information for the research organizations. That what is the information of this research organization, such as application for grant of the patent. So that can be for different organizations or even for different research projects. So this form number 1, that can be different. So just give me some time. I am highlighting that. Oh, I'm presenting this form number 1. So how the form number 1 look alike? So that is here, the form number 1. So this is one of the actually scan images. So you may see it is basically applications reference or identification number, which is given by the office. or some type of application. So in that case, we have to type, जैसे मैं अभी मैंने I have discussed with you, ordinary application or divisional or complete specification, etc. So we have to tick mark with what we want to go forward initially. So that is that. And secondly, who are the applicants? Let us say in our case, we are the LM College of Pharmacies, LMCPL. So nationality, country of residence, and addresses of the organization. That is displayed in form number 1. Form number 2, basically it can be the category of applicants, whether they are small entity or as startups or any entrepreneurs or etc. So this number 3B is that. Investors or inventors. Who are the inventors? Are they belongs to the same organization or they belongs to more than one organization? So in that case, we have to provide the details of all the investigators who have done the research together, right? So this is another form which I am showing here. Title of the invention. What is the title of the inventions? That is also highlighted in form number 1, which is basically application for the grant or filing of the patent. Then who is the registered patent agent? So Mr. Sanjay Patel is, as of now, he is there to help us in filing of our patent. You have already attended one of his lectures, right? So you know very well about him also. Then next it comes to some useful concepts such as declarations and along with the signatures and the dates of the inventors. So that is also the part of this form number 1. And some other declaration we have to make that we are in a position of above mentioned institution, and whatever the data we are provided, that is a part of moral and ethical way, and nothing has been manipulated, etc., etc. So all these applications and protocols we have to follow. And it comes to form number 2, and let me tell you, फॉर्म नंबर 2 का जो आपका जो डिटेल्स होता है, जैसे कि मानो कि आपने 25 पेज का पेटेंट फाइल किया होता है, इसमें भी एक होता है कि जैसे मैक्सिमम आपको 30 पेज या 25 पेज तक का एक मिनिमम फीस आपको देना पड़ता है फॉर फाइलिंग ऑफ द पेटेंट. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको उससे पहले 63 पेजेस का एक फॉर्म नंबर 2 दिखाया था, इसमें इस वाले में तो 25 पेज है. तो जितने एक्सेसिव नंबर ऑफ पेजेस होते हैं, नंबर ऑफ क्लेम्स होते हैं, उतना आपको पेमेंट करना पड़ता है, राइट? आपका एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बहुत ज्यादा है तो एक पेज तक आपको कोई फीस नहीं देनी पड़ेगी. आपने एक भी ड्राइंग नहीं डाला है तो एक भी फीस नहीं देना पड़ेगा. आपने क्लेम कितना किया उस पर भी ये सारी चीजें डिपेंडेंट होती है. ऐसा कहा जाता है कि अप टू 10 क्लेम्स यू विल बी चार्ज नॉट मोर देन 8,000 रुपीज. बट मोमेंट योर क्लेम एक्सिड्स, जैसे आपके पेटेंट में 11 क्लेम, वी विल ऑल्सो कम टू दैट व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ क्लेम. तो आपके पेटेंट में मानो कि 12, 13, 15 और 20 क्लेम है, तो आपको 10 से मतलब ज्यादा जितने नंबर है उसके लिए आपको पर क्लेम पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो मेंशन इन फॉर्म नंबर 1, right? And some other things also it is there for filing of the patent. Okay, so basically friends, this I want to share with you to introduce you people what is called form number 1 and form number 2. Now again coming back to this form 1 and 2, that basically form number 1, remember it is the application for grant of the patent. Who is going to file the patent, to belongs to which organization, what is their work, what is the title, what signatures, dates, etc., etc. So these are the parts of form number 1. Form number 2, that is basically in-depth description of this provisional or complete specification. What is the field of invention, background of the invention, titles, the inventors, their organizations, as well as the research protocols, the procedures, methods, characterization, data, abstract, etc., all claims. Basically, all this will be the part of form number 2. Form number 3 is regarding foreign filing. That means we are going to file the patent in India, but are we going to file the same patent in, let us say, European country or US or UK or whatsoever? Even are we going to file for PCT filing? That is also covered under form number 3. Form number 26, that is authorization of the patent agent, that yes, we are giving our authorization to take a decision by our patent agent or our patent attorney. So that is all basically on this non-judicial stamp paper. So proof of right of assignment. So our patent and agent either will take the responsibility for renewal of the fees to remind us that yes, payment of fees पेटेंट का आपका 1 साल के बाद प्रोविजनल हो चुका है, अब उसका आप कंप्लीट स्पेसिफिकेशन फाइल करो. आप 1 साल के बाद कंप्लीट स्पेसिफिकेशन फाइल नहीं करोगे तो आपका पेटेंट 0 हो जाएगा. So that way he will be in with our touch. So previously at LMCP, in one of our file patent, we have filed the provisional specification, and उसके बाद 1 साल के अंदर ही we have to go for complete specification. Otherwise, if we don't go for complete specification, then provisional specification will become 0 after 1 year. नल के बराबर काम हो जाएगा. There will be no impact of the patent if you don't file the complete specification within 1 year of the filing of provisional specification. Okay, so these are some other forms. They are optional forms we don't require, such as request for the publication, that before or after the grant or filing of the patent, form number 9 can be used for publication purpose. Form number 5 is for declaration of inventorship, etc. So this can be form number 18 is for expediting our examination for patent expertise or examination by the patent. This is more important. Offices which are basically in our country, these are the main patent office branch, and head office of all of them is Mumbai. Patent office branch, and sorry, that is in Bombay. I'm right. And our Gujarat, including Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Chhattisgarh, and some of the union territories of Daman, Diu, and Dadra Nagar Haveli. So these are the part of patent office branch, Bombay. Right? There is no branch in Ahmedabad. So if you want to file the patent, we will have to communicate with this patent office branch, Bombay. Although we don't have to reach there, we can file the patent online also. But belonging to a territorial Gujarat state, we have to approach this patent branch. So when LMCP will go for filing of the patent, then obviously we will have to approach Mumbai based or Mumbai situated this patent office branch. When I was pursuing my PhD, so being situated in Punjab, we have to approach this New Delhi based patent office branch. Or somebody who is pursuing his industry based, whose industry either in Hyderabad or Telangana, etc. And being the states of Andhra Pradesh, he or she. So such kind of organization will have to approach patent office branch in Chennai. And rest of the country, which is not mentioned over here, let us say Jammu and Kashmir is not mentioned, sorry, it is there. But now let us say Ladakh, it is another union territory, which is not mentioned in any of this. So they can approach Kolkata. This is basically a territorial based jurisdiction for filing of the patents. And head of office of all of them is this. Now coming to the drafting of the patent. Say this is even more important, because after doing some research qualitative work, when you will go for filing of the patent, then your research supervisor will ask you first that give me a draft of a file patent, so that later on we can submit it to Indian Patent Office. So आपको कैसे draft करना चाहिए? So ideally first is that you should learn what is the claim. Let me tell you, claim is anything which you want to claim in your research work. So that will be the part of the patent. And remember this quote, anything which is not claimed is disclaimed. आपके रिसर्च प्रपोजल में और आपके रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट में आपने जो कुछ भी क्लेम नहीं किया आपके पेटेंट में, वो आपको डिस्क्लेम किया जाता है. इसलिए इट इज सजेस्टेड दैट These claims are heart of the patent document. They say in our body, our heart is the main organ. If our heart does not work, kidney works, we will not live. We will not able to survive. If our heart does not work and our brain works, then even we cannot survive, because without heart, none of us can live. Without inhalation and exhalation, let us say we can survive for 2 or 5 minutes without air or oxygen for some period of time. But if our heart stops working, even let us say for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, then we will have to, we cannot survive, or sometimes we will need some surgical, let us say cardiac resuscitation, etc., etc. Whose in this process is, I think, pharmacologist in this class know very well. Okay, so the point is to tell these claims are considered as the key components of the patents. जैसे पेशेंट में हार्ट होता है, वैसे ही क्लेम्स पेटेंट का कंपोनेंट होता है. So that way it is utmost important. Each claim should be clear and should be in a single sentence. I have shown one of the patent to you, form number 2, and in which I have tried to show you what can be content of the patent, what can be the content of the claims. So in general, it should be concise, it should be precise and accurate, define the scope of the invention, and it should contain broad claims and should be narrower in the claims. So as I have discussed with you, that up to 10 claims we can go for filing of the patent without paying additional charge, up to 10. If we go for 11, we will have to pay more than additional fee. So it is also mentioned on this slide. Then also we can, we should start our sentence that should be a product, process, or apparatus, etc. And we can start with the preamble, with the, or some, we can start our sentence that we claim or I claim. If you are claiming only one, a research scholar, then you can go for that. If you go for filing of the patent, then you can claim we are claiming. So since you are in MPharm semester 3 and 4, then you will be allotted your research supervisors with whom you are going to work. So that under that conditions, yourself and your research supervisor will be the inventors. And that's why you can claim, yes, we are going to claim so and so. For chemistry based patent, patent will be different. For pharmaceutical way, it will be different. For analytical way, it will be different also. Okay, and this is a common thing, that it should have fresh page and full description. And subjective words that thin, strong, and major, such as whenever required. So all these things should be avoided, because this belongs to the subjective words. What is the part of the claim of the patent? So basically, this claim consists of 3 parts. One is called introductory phase. Second comes to body of the claim, and third comes to the link. So here you can see an example of a claim is given. Basically, it is for some non-pharma background. A tool for opening of metal containers, that is introductory phase. A spindle split throughout its length and so, that is basically body of the claim. And this is comprising, which is word is there, that is basically link. So a linker, so this words like this, comprising, basically it will try to combine 2 words together, a tool as well as for this spindle split thoughts and forms. So basically this can be a part of the claim. Now there are several types of the claims are known, which is called independent claim, dependent claim, omnibus claim, and Marcus type of the claims. Independent claim, as the name suggests, it is independent. Such kind of the claims which are not dependent upon any other claim or sub-claims, right? So they can express the meaning of such kinds of claims are clear in themselves. Okay. Then another type of the claim that is called this dependent claims. Such kind of the claim means such claims are dependent upon another claims. Let us say if I am writing that the research work includes also so and so functional groups, but not limited to those mentioned in claim number 4.1. So although I'm mentioning claim number 4.5, but in my claim number 4.5, I'm highlighting claim number 4.1. So that kinds of the claims are called as dependent claim. So two claims are there. Independent claim, which are not dependent upon any other claims to define themselves. And secondly, that is called dependent claims. So such kind of the claims are dependent on already described, previously described claims. Okay, so that is called independent and dependent claims. Third type of the claim is called omnibus claim, such as it is called somehow structural claim and pictorial or pictorial claim. In this omnibus claim, let us say that you have discovered one formulations using, or you have discovered one compound, and you want to say इसी compound का hydrochloride salt, bromide salt, fluoride salt, iodide salt, और उसी compound का कोई ester prodrug, और उसी का कोई complex, और उसी का कोई polymorph, और उसी का कोई crystallized form. So that is also I am claiming in this form, or I am claiming in this claim of or the patent. So such kind of the claims are called omnibus claim. ગુજરાતીમાં એનું કરીએ તો સાર્વત્રિક ક્લેમ. આપણે કર્યું હોય નાનું એવું કામ ને આપણે પછી ક્લેમ કરવા જઈએ ઘણું બધું. That is called omnibus claim, which covers so many things into itself. The last example that is basically applicable to chemistry component, that is called Marcus type of the claims, where we are claiming new series of chemical compounds. If you open up any chemistry patent and you see, just like I have shown you previously, so you might have seen several functional groups, several structures. So all these things can be covered under this Marcus type of the claims. You are labeling the substituents, let us say with R, R1, R2, R5, AR1, AR2, or let us say hetero AR1, HET AR2, hetero-aryl 2. All these things can be covered the Marcus type of the claim, which is applicable to chemistry based claims. It is medicinal chemistry or pharmaceutical chemistry or any other kinds of chemistry. So that is covered. These are the types of the claims: independent, dependent, omnibus, and Marcus type of the claims. So now, next, patent is not your university paper. जैसे आप GTU का पेपर होता है, अभी तो पिछले साल हमारे we could not have the examinations of your M.Pharm semester 2. Next year होगी, हाँ, semester 3 and 4. You don't expect that हमें mass promotion मिल जाएगा. तो आप GTU based university examination में क्या करते हो? जैसे कोई scholar होता है तो उसको बहुत लिखने की आदत होती है. Even I was also one of them when I was during my B.Pharm in GTU. So what such students used to do, they used to go on writing more and more supplementaries, let us say more than 10, more than 15, sometimes they reach up to 20. And maybe this number may be higher, I'm not sure. On an average, it can be 7, 8, or 10. What we used to do, we used to go writing on writing throughout these 3 hours of allotted time. And we think that the more we use write in terms of number of pages, the more we will get the marks. Ideally, it is not true. So same thing is that patent is not your university question answer book. Patent is not your university paper where you are going to write आपके whatever you which come into your mind, आपके दिल दिमाग में जो भी आया वो चीजें आप लिखने जाओ पेटेंट में, ऐसा नहीं होता है. इन अनदर वर्ड्स, lesser you speak, more you get. आप जितना कम बोलोगे उतना आपको ज्यादा मिलेगा. जैसे कि एक पेटेंट का क्लेम मैंने आपको दिखाया है, तो पहला आप क्लेम पढ़ो, एसिटाइल सैलिसिलिक एसिड, such as we are claiming acetyl salicylic acid aspirin. Okay. दूसरा है कि we are claiming crystalline acetyl salicylic acid. तीसरा क्लेम है a process for the preparation of crystalline salicylic acid using salicylic acid. Third is, for next is a process for the preparation of crystalline acetyl salicylic acid by using salicylic acid and acetic anhydride. So you can obviously, it appears that this fourth claim is the longest one, and it specifically goes for preparation of crystalline form of aspirin. That it is salicylic acid and acetic anhydride. Okay, तो सबसे ब्रॉड क्लेम कौन सा है? लेंथी की बात नहीं है, सबसे ब्रॉड क्लेम की बात आती है तो दिस इज, we are claiming aspirins, although aspirin cannot be patented, but for example we are claiming one compound, उस कंपाउंड का क्रिस्टलाइन फॉर्म भी उसमें आ गया है, because we have not categorically mentioned. उसका प्रोसेस भी आ गया है, क्योंकि एसिटाइल एस्पिरिन को सैलिसिलिक एसिड से बनाने के लिए एसिटिक एनहाइड्राइड भी यूज हो सकता है, एसिटिक एसिड भी यूज हो सकता है, एसिटाइल क्लोराइड भी यूज हो सकता है. So that is covered under claim number 3. Claim number 4 is perfectly specific one, although it is lengthy. Okay, so because of this claims, this is much true. The lesser you speak, the more you get. Okay, इसलिए don't think that patent claim में आप जितना लिखते जाओगे उतना आपको कंसिडर मिल जाएगा, उतना आपका मतलब, be specific in writing whatever the things you have done to go for that. Claims should not be read in vacuum, हवा में पढ़ने के लिए या वो नहीं होता है. They should be these claims will be examined under the light of specification and prosecution history. Whatever अभी तक कितना काम हो चुका है, जैसे किसी ऑलरेडी ने कोई काम कर दिया और आप भी उसी का काम क्लेम करने जा रहे हो, it cannot be patented. These conditions we have to also observe the prosecution history. मतलब अभी तक का आगे का क्या काम हो चुका है, आपके क्लेम में क्या कोई ऐसा क्लेम है ऑलरेडी विच इज ऑल देयर इन द रिसर्च डोमेन, तो वी कैन नॉट कंसिडर इट. जैसे आपने 10 क्लेम करके दे दिया है मिस्टर संजय पटेल को, संजय पटेल को तो चलो ही यू आर पेइंग टू हिम 8,000 रुपीज, तो उनकी तो दुकान चलने वाली है, SSIP से पेमेंट हो जाएगा तो उनका भी काम होने वाला है, तो संजय भाई ने 10 का 10 कर दिया. बट एक साल बाद वो पेटेंट लेटर से पेटेंट एग्जामिनिंग के अथॉरिटी के पास जाएगी, इंडियन पेटेंट ऑफिस में. In Indian patent office, who is there? Patent examiner is there, who will examine your patent after certain term, और जब भी आपके पेटेंट का नंबर आएगा तब. जैसे कोर्ट में होता है ना कि आज उसकी तारीख है, आज उसकी सुनवाई है, या फिर आज उसकी डेट है, तो वैसे ही पेटेंट एग्जामिनेशन का आपका टर्न आएगा. उस टाइम पे आपने 10 क्लेम हो गए, संजय भाई से भी पास हुए, आपके रिसर्च सुपरवाइजर से भी पास हुए, और पेटेंट एग्जामिनर को ऐसा लगता है कि 10 क्लेम के लायक ये पेटेंट है भी नहीं, ये तो एक ही क्लेम के लायक है, ओनली वन क्लेम. तो फिर वो आपको कमेंट्स देंगे either by mail or through by post, that these are the queries, kindly address these queries by so and so time and so date. We will have to address them. If we fail to address such kinds of things, then we will miss the filing of our patent. So that way we will miss not file तो already हो चुका है, but we will miss the granting of the patent. Licensing of the patent we may miss if we don't follow, if we don't answer their comments. And if you answer their comments, then they will be also happy that yes, whatever we have answered, they have given the correct suggestions for the same thing. Okay. So basically that I want to discuss with you. This we have already discussed. Independent claims, which are the broadest claim and standalone kind of the claims. They do not require the help of any other claim to define themselves. Another claim that is called dependent claim, which will depend upon some other independent or dependent claim. And of course, if you want to extend their scope, then it will come to some other independent or claims. This is another way to explain you that what is the meaning of the claim. So this is basically a kind of claim which for process claim for synthesis of, let us say, one of the drugs, cilostazol. So this is the claim where a process comprising of cilostazol, which is the introductory statement, preamble, where from which we are going to start our claim. Then body of the claim, that is, let us say it involves the treatment of one reagent with other, it removal of the water, then addition of so and so reagent and recovering of cilostazol. So all these things are the body of the claim. All these things are the main draft of the claim. And comprising is your transitional word. And we have seen previously some different terminology for this. A link for this. So this is a linker between the preamble and the body of the claim. This is the way claim is divided in three different parts. One claim, that means one sentence. Once we have started the claim, then it should start with a full stop. Although यहाँ पे full stop नहीं है, मैंने क्योंकि मैं presentation के end पे full stop नहीं रखता हूँ. So here, one sentence with means one claim. And always they should be written either in present tense or present continuous tense. Always use either it contains or it is involving. So that way, I do never ever mention it has been involving or it was involving or it was having. So this was we should avoid. We should avoid other has been as well. But we can use is. We can use present continuous tense, right? Sadho, Vartaman, Kal. That way we can use in our drafting of kinds of the patents. Okay, so let us restrict ourselves up to this. So we in next coming class onwards, we can start our discussion from here onwards. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So now again the session is open for question answers. Whatever the queries you can have, you can tell me so that we will discuss it. With doubts, questions? Among what is the different claims, etc., so that we can figure it out. Okay, so if you have no doubts, then thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.